War I, also known as the Great War, changed the face of the earth like no war before. It drew on all the current economic powers in two alliances, the Allies and the Central Powers. According to 2014 Brain Research Institute statistic, more than 70 million military personnel were mobilized. With so much on the table, this drew on nations to create marvelous but terrible creations, topping the list were machine guns, tanks, and chemical warfare. Possibly the most influential weapon on the World War I battlefield was the machine gun. Even though the machine gun was created before World War I, it didn't prove its importance until the Great War. The machine gun proved to be a great defensive weapon, which led to the creation of trenches. According to Michael Duffy, Weapons of War, FirstWorldWar.com, 22nd August 2009, the machines at the time suffered from a lot of mechanical errors, including they'd most likely overheat after 2 minutes, they'd only shoot 400 and 600 rounds per minute, and they could weigh as much as 60 kilograms. With the machine guns weighing so much, they were hard to move, and they proved to be a much better defensive weapon than offensive. So, since the machine guns were so important back then, they carry on to now, and we still use them today. This is a GAL-21 machine gun used in modern-day helicopters. The British saw that they needed a way to combat the trenches, so that their idea is they came up with an armored vehicle, which is now the modern-day tank. According to Tanks of World War I, History Learning Site Code 2014, the first tank ever created by the British was the Mark I, designed in 1915. It was first used in the Battle of Force Colette, where the British unleashed their British Mark I on the German lines. The result of the battle was mixed, with only 9 British tanks actually penetrating the German lines. The reason for this is that the British design was rushed before it was matured, which resulted in tanks becoming very unreliable. But after the battle, the tanks proved to be a capable concept and could change the course of the war. According to Lord Kitcher, he stated that during trials of the tanks, that they were pretty mechanical creations, but they had limited military value in battle. Tanks at the time were described as hot, full of fumes, cramped, and each had a crew of 10 people. By the end of the war, 2,600 British tanks were created, 3,800 French, and only 20 German. As well as with tanks, gas warfare was a revolutionary weapon that had never been tested before the Great War. According to Michael Duffy, Weapons of War, First World War, 22nd August 2009, the first time gas warfare was used was in the first month of the war by the French on the German lines. They threw cans of tear gas on the German lines. Consequently, this led to the Germans providing serious study in the issue, and they developed gas warfare on a large scale. The Germans released their weapon at the Second Battle of Yikes with only mixed results. Even though the French army retreated from the gas, the Germans failed to capitalize on the French retreat and did not gain much ground. As the war dragged on, chemical warfare advanced, with the development of mustard gas. As chemical warfare advanced, also did ways of fighting it, with the creation of filter respirators, cotton-dipped liquid bicarbonate. By the end of the war, the chemical warfare proved to be an effective weapon, with the Russians suffering as many as 419,000 casualties. The World War I was a war on land dominated by guns, tanks, and gas, war in the air by planes and bombs, war in the sea by subs and torpedoes. Little did they know at that time that such weapons like tanks, machine guns, and chemical warfare would play such a crucial role in the wars to come.
Rewatch it. No, shit.